We're about to witness history being made in one of the world's classic offshore races and see things get intense in Brazil.
Come on! There's no way! That's ridiculous!
At the finale of the Extreme Sailing Series. This month, we're heading to the Southern Hemisphere. There are few more recognisable places on the planet. For the last 67 years, Sydney Harbour has been the centre of world sailing for one day, December the 26th, the start of the Rolex Sydney Hobart Yacht Race.
The Hobart really is the ultimate event because there's so many variables. If you haven't done the Hobart race, you haven't done an ocean race.
It's one of the absolute pinnacles in sailing. If you're really into yachting, you've got to do a sit in a Hobart, there's no question about it.
It's one of the yacht races around the world. This, the Fastnet and Middle Sea Race, they're the sort of holy grails of offshore yachting.
The 628-mile course to Hobart in Tasmania crosses the Bass Strait. It can be, and often is, brutal. Last year, this boat was first to finish. Now renamed Ragamuffin Loyal, the 100-footer has been leased by 85-year-old Sid Fisher, competing in his 44th edition of the race.
Getting the boat speed up now.
There's a lot of love and respect for Fisher on board.
Sid has done a lot of these races. He's won many of these races. I think for him to have that opportunity, he would be ecstatic.
All of us, are sailing because it is Sid Fisher. We wouldn't be on the boat if it wasn't for him. He's a great man. He's a stalwart of the sport. The first race, Hobart race, he did. I think I was born, so I'm no youngster anymore. So we're doing it for him.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
We're confident in the boat and the crew. I think we'll do pretty well. I'm not saying we're going to win, but we'll be trying hard.
Fisher may have got his hands on the fastest boat in the last edition, but it only finished 3 minutes ahead of the most successful boat in the race's history. 5 times winner Wild Oats 11, owned by Bob Oakley, also in his 80s.
It would have been our 6th win, and to miss it was very disappointing.
In 2005, Wild Oats took the triple. She won line honours, won the race overall, and set the course record of 1 day, 18 hours and 40 minutes.
The race to me is terribly important. It's the hardest race in the world to win as far as I'm concerned, and it's the most rewarding to win.
Well, I think Wild Oats is the favourite. I mean, that's what I'm being told and I hear all the time. We, of course, would like to upset that.
They'll be very, very keen because we're the obvious boat to beat. He's always been a great competitor and a man I admire very much.
For both men, coming second in the Hobart race as far as line honours is concerned is a bit like coming second in boxing. They live for it, they love it, and winning is everything. I just think it's got the makings of a great race, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they go.
As Australia is celebrating Christmas, the crews of the 76 yachts have been in race mode, getting ready to go. Competing in a Hobart is not taken lightly by anyone. Dockside, there is a business-like atmosphere. On Wild Oats 11, a final crew briefing. Bob Oakley is not on board for the race. His skipper is Mark Richards.
You prepare so much, you put a lot of time and effort into it. Bob Oakley puts a lot of money into it and loves his sport, and we love to see his big smiling face down the other end. So, it's the only way we can do that is to win. So a bit of pressure there, but it's good pressure.
On Wild Oats, Richards plans a quick getaway.
If we end up with a big sail up, we'll end up going deep and get rid of it real early. I mean, what I'm seeing now, it's going to be the shoot.
On Ragamuffin Loyal, Sid Fisher and his crew are ready. And as the start gun is fired, both yachts are almost within touching distance of each other.
Sends a shiver down your spine. 2 magnificent yachts. The rivalry between those 2 men, Sid Fisher and Bob Oakley. Who will win?
The The 68th Hobart had begun. As the fleet left the shelter of the harbour and headed south, the largest entries were on a charge. Wild Oats led, Sid Fisher's ragamuffin Loyal chasing hard, but not hard enough to make an impact. The most successful yacht ever to compete in the race was on course to make history again. Because at 7:23 on the morning of Friday the 28th of December, Mark Richards and his crew delivered in style. Just as they had done in 2005, they secured the treble. First boat to finish, overall winner on handicap, and they had set a new course record, beating their own 2005 time by 16 minutes.
It's an amazing boat, amazing team and amazing owner, and it's all part of the whole sort of family scene we have here with the Wild Oats team is really one of the big keys to her success.
Sid Fisher was second into Hobart, but once again it was Bob Oatley celebrating. We look forward to the rivalry between them continuing long into the future.